Hi, Dr. Keith here again. This is the second in the introductory series of videos for my anti-aging outside the box. I thought I'd give you a few interesting statistics to tell you what we're up against here. For example, you may not know, but you may be very interested to know that of all the human beings who've ever reached the age of 65, half of them are still alive. Is that incredible? Think about that. Of all the people who reach 65, half are still alive. So it's a very modern phenomenon, living that long. You know, the biblical 70 years and 10 may be considered an entitlement, but very few people got to that. I mean, over the centuries, the life expectancy for a long time was under the age of 40. It was only really in the 20th century, due to medical science, that life expectancies began regularly to rise beyond that. And it's risen and risen. And let me tell you something interesting about life expectancy. Most figures are quoted from birth. That includes all the little babies and the little children who are doomed by genetic problems and diseases. They will be taken out of the equation. So when you say the average age for a male in America is, say, 77, that means from birth, and that includes everybody. But if you reach the age of 60, you've got past all of those danger years, you're not connected with, your statistics are not involved with the disasters of young children, but you just take the 60-year-old population, that's the boomers, average life expectancy's gone up to 85, okay? 84, 85. Men and women are a little bit different, as you know. And I'm only giving ballpark figures, I just want you to understand the principle. But I'm talking averages, so of the 60-year-olds, the average is going to be 85, so some for sure are going to reach 100. But of those that reach 85, it means the average age for them will then go up into the 90s and so on. This is a very interesting phenomenon that you need to be aware of, because it means we boomers on average are going to do great. In fact, let me tell you, the American Academy for Anti-Aging Medicine has predicted that of those people who are alive right now in their 60s and healthy and well, at least half are going to reach the age of 100. Okay, that means the average. So that means some people are probably going to reach 110, 120. So this is skewing the population. This is another interesting demographic shift that has taken place. And it's really been very rapid. That we know we're an aging population, okay, but you may not realize just how aging and how rapid. The average age in Japan, for example, now the average age of the elderly population, the average life expectancy, I should say, is 87 years. That makes them the most long-lived population on Earth right now. But what you probably don't know is that back in 1984, Japan had the youngest population average of any developed country. And yet by 2005, it had the oldest average population of any developed country. That means in just 21 years, Japan shot from youngest to oldest. That's how quickly these shifts take place. And what it means, of course, is it's throwing a big burden on us economically. A number of countries, I think France, the USA, Spain is one, a couple of others, Japan, they're only something like, well, in fact, there are less than 2 people on average, 2 working people supporting every retired older person. And in Italy, it's reaching almost disaster proportions. There's only 1.3 working person I'm talking averages, of course, to support every retired person. This could be a big problem. But what saves the day is that most of these older people are fit and active and well, like the boomers. They have moved into what we call the third age. You know, you've got your youth and you've got your adult working life. And when you retire, that was your third age, okay? But third age now doesn't mean retire. Very few people do. Very few people can afford to. And more to the point, very few people would want to. It's great to stay active until much later in life. And a lot of people now have gone on to second and third careers. Those that had business skills, they've gone into consultancy. Some people have taken, well, all kinds of things like coaching, health advisories, writing. There's a whole new wave of life that takes place after the age of 65, okay? There is no magic to 65, by the way. This was simply a figure chosen by the German Chancellor Metternich in Victorian times. He said he was talking about giving out pensions for soldiers, retired soldiers. So he said, when do most of the soldiers die? He was told most of them are dead and gone by 65. He said, great, we'll start the pensions at 65. Meaning, you know, he wouldn't have to pay much. A bit cruel, but that's where this 65 figure came from. There's no other magic to it. People in their 80s, 90s and 100s can be just as active as 50 and 60-year-olds in other societies. So it's of interest to us all, you know, that we stay alert mentally, that we're active, we're physically capable, we can look after ourselves, we can be independent. Trust me, you do not want to be some kind of aged, half-crippled cabbage that needs to shuffle around on a Zimmer frame and is completely dependent on others to feed you and wipe your backside. That's no life for us. We don't want that. We not only want to live forever, but we want to live well. We want to have great years. And the secret of that is in how you take care of yourself. Okay, I'll tell you more about that in the next video. Thank you very much.